This week, AlphaTauri announced that Daniel Ricciardo will replace Nick De Vries for the remainder of the season. Rumors first began circulating in May that De Vries could be on his way out of Formula One, and that Ricciardo, currently a reserve driver at Red Bull, was the strongest contender to take his seat. After only 10 races? Is it too soon? Let's look at De Vries' results so far. Dutch driver Nick De Vries is one of 3 rookies to enter F1 this season, along with Williams' Logan Sargent and McLaren's Oscar Piastri. At AlphaTauri, he's partnering Yuki Tsunoda, who's in his 3rd season. AlphaTauri is the sister team of Red Bull. De Vries' road to F1 was nothing short of stellar. He's the 2019 F2 champion, a 2-time Formula E champion, as well as a 2-time karting world champion. In 2021, he became one of the reserve drivers for Mercedes. He made his F1 debut last year, replacing Alex Albon of Williams at the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. He qualified 14th ahead of Albon's teammate Nicholas Latifi. Driver penalties saw him being promoted to 8th. He finished the race in 9th place and was voted Driver of the Day by the fans. This year, he joined AlphaTauri, replacing Pierre Gasly, who moved to Alpine. His results so far have been lackluster. Currently, he's at the bottom of the standings with 0 points. Let's first see how he compares against other rookies and Tsunoda. Sargent is the only other driver who has yet to score a point this season. De Vries' highest result was 12th in Miami, whereas Sargent has 2 top 12 finishes. In qualifying, De Vries and Sargent are about equal, with both qualifying twice in the top 14. Both drivers trail Piastri, who last week qualified 3rd and was in podium contention before finishing 4th. All 3 rookies are about equal in fastest lap standings. Most of their lap times are outside the top 10. Tsunoda has outperformed De Vries so far. AlphaTauri are currently 10th in constructor standings with 2 points, courtesy of Tsunoda, who also finished 11th in 3 other races. He has outperformed De Vries in both qualifying and fastest lap standings. Worth mentioning that AlphaTauri is one of the slowest teams on the grid this year. Even their head of trackside engineering said that one of the car's weaknesses is rear instability in the late entry phase and slow corners. They're working on upgrades and introduced a new rear wing in Austria. Now, let's look at how a few other active drivers performed in the first 10 races of their debut season. Tsunoda finished 9th in his first F1 race at the 2021 Bahrain Grand Prix and had 3 more top 10 finishes and 1 DNF. Ricciardo began his F1 career mid-season in 2011 at HRT Cosworth, replacing Indian driver Narain Karthikeyan. In 11 races, his best result was 18th twice and he had 2 DNFs. The following year, he joined Scuderia Toro Rosso, AlphaTauri's predecessor, and finished 9th at the first race of the year in Australia. Gasly, whom De Vries replaced this year, also began his career at Toro Rosso mid-season in 2017. He scored 0 points in 6 races, with his best result being 12th. He scored his first F1 points next year at the second race of the year in Bahrain, finishing 4th, and finished the year 15th in the standings with 29 points and 3 more top 10 finishes. In 2019, he was promoted to Red Bull, replacing Ricciardo, who moved to Renault. Gasly with partner Max Verstappen. Mid-season, he was demoted back to Toro Rosso despite several top 10 finishes. Daniel Kvyat suffered a similar fate 3 years before. He began his F1 career with Toro Rosso in 2014 and finished the year 15th with 8 points. The following year, he was promoted to Red Bull alongside Ricciardo. He scored his first podium, 2nd place in Hungary, and finished 7th in the standings, 1 place ahead of his teammate. In 2016, he scored his 2nd podium, a 3rd place finish at the Chinese Grand Prix in April. However, just a few weeks later, he was demoted back to Toro Rosso in favor of Verstappen. Ricciardo, Gasly, and Kvyat went on to win Grand Prix and score podiums. Therefore, it is difficult to write off a driver after only a few races. In May, AlphaTauri boss Franz Tost said that if a rookie is coming to Formula One, he needs minimum 3 years to understand what's going on here. It's as I always say, it's the learning process and the crash period. Because if the drivers don't crash, they don't know the limit. This is a credit you must give them. Otherwise, it doesn't work. However, this week, the tune is different. Helmut Marko, head of Red Bull's driver development program, said the following about De Vries. We contracted Nick because he performed well at Monza last year. We expected him to at least be equal to his teammate Yuki Tsunoda this year, but that was not the case. He was always 0.3 of a second slower. We didn't see any improvements. He's 28, has a lot of experience, and has also been able to gain a lot of knowledge as a test driver in various F1 cars. You can't compare him to a young rookie. It will be interesting to see how Ricciardo fares in AlphaTauri and whether we'll see De Vries back in F1 in the near future. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like this video and consider subscribing to the channel for more great F1 content.